to look at the kind of problem where we are going to find the equation of the circle when we know the endpoints of the diameter. So this would be like pages 19 and 20 on your tutorial. So if we have a problem and it gives us the circle and we know the endpoints of that diameter, we want to find the equation of the circle. So we have a couple of steps we need to walk through here. So the first thing we need to do is we need to find the center. Remember, when we write the equation of a circle, we need to find the radius and we need the center. So if we know the endpoints of the diameter, we can find that middle point, which is also the center of the circle, by using the midpoint formula. So the midpoint formula is where we take the two x values, we add them together and divide by 2. And then we take the two y values and we add those together and divide by 2. So as we're looking at our example here, this is the same one used on your tutorial. We take these 2 points and I just want to find that midpoint, which is the center of my circle. So I'm going to look at my x values. I'm going to take a -7 and add it to the 9, divide by 2, and then I'm going to take my 3. Now I have the y values plus the 9, add that together and divide by 2. So for my end result here, I have 2 divided by 2, which would be 1, and then 12 divided by 2, which would be 6. So now I know the center of my circle. It is this point, 1, 6. So that's going to be our first step. All right, so step 2 is that we need to find the radius. So we know the center, we just found that in step 1, it's 1, 6. And we also know a point on the circle. So in order to find the radius, we're going to use the distance formula. Now you could use the center point and this point here if you wanted to as well. So you can choose. I just chose the one where they're both positive because I think that's going to be easiest. All right, so I'm going to find the distance from my center out to a point on the circle. That will be my radius. Using the distance formula, this is going to be a review from yesterday. We are going to take our points and we're going to say 1 minus 9 squared plus, and now I do my y values, 6 minus 9 squared. At this point, I just need to keep simplifying. So I have 1 minus 9 would be -8, and that squared would be 64. And then 6 minus 9 would be -3, and if I square that, that is 9. So my end result here is the square root of 73. So now we know the radius, and it's the square root of 73. All right, so we're on our last step now. Step 3 is we're ready to write the equation. So remember from our first day, if we have the center point of the circle and we have the radius, then we can write the equation. So steps 1 and 2 were just allowing us to find that center and then to find the radius. So now let's go ahead and finish the problem off. So we have to remember our standard form for our equation of a circle, the x minus h squared. So for this, it's going to be x minus my 1 squared plus y minus the k, which is going to be that y value of that center, which is 6 squared. And then we're going to set that equal to the radius squared. So the square root of 73 squared. So let's simplify. Here, this is going to stay the same. So x minus 1 squared plus y minus 6 squared. And then if we square the square root of a number, we just get that number. So our answer here would be 73. So this is our final answer to this problem. Remember, what we've done is we started with the endpoints of the diameter and we wrote an equation for the circle. So I broke it down into 3 steps for you, and that's it.